Hello, good evening. So, welcome to yet another session on our AMA session. This happens every Tuesday at 9 p.m. So, last week we had discussed about Dinacharya or the daily routines to be followed. And today we'll go through superficially about what Ashtanga Hridaya has mentioned about Ritucharya or the routine which one has to follow during different seasons. Okay, so let's start. So hope you can hear me. Ritucharya in Ayurveda. Ritu, okay, yeah. Ritu plus Charya. Ritu means season and Charya means what you follow. Okay, so this is explained in the Ritucharya chapter in Ashtanga Hridaya. That is the 4th chapter in Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, sorry, the 3rd chapter. So what routine to be followed in every season? So we have discussed about certain things which have to be followed on a daily basis. Those things have to be followed in seasons also, but there might be slight changes because of the climatic conditions. But otherwise, Dinacharya is something which you have to follow on a daily basis with certain differences during seasons, like taking shower, for example. In the hot seasons, you can take bath in cold water, but you have to take a shower. Okay. During the cold seasons, you can take bath in hot water, and during the hot seasons, you can take bath in cold water. Okay. Likewise, application of oil also. You can apply different kind of oils in cold weather, and you can apply different kind of oil. So mustard oil will be better when the season is cold. Up north, when it is very cold, people apply mustard oil. Okay. So the things which you have to do on a daily basis is by and large the same, but there are certain things which you have to follow which changes during the season because the tridoshas also change during different seasons. Okay. Now, if you look at Ritu, how do I put it? In school, the modern texts, geography texts have taught us only 4 seasons. Autumn, winter, summer, and rainy season. I think 4 seasons, right? But when it comes to Ayurveda, okay, Indian philosophy or Indian things, we have got 6 seasons. We'll start with that. Okay, so there are 6 seasons in total, and those are the 6 ones. Okay, Shishira, Vasanta, Grishma, Varsha, Sharat, and Hemanta. Okay, Shishira is the winter. Vasanta is the spring, Grishma is the summer, and that which follows after that, Varsha, is the monsoon or the rainy season. Sharat is autumn, and Hemanta is late autumn, or some people also call that as early winter. So both are the same because after autumn, the winter starts. So modern people have got winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Okay, but Ayurveda or India, we have got 6 seasons, and it doesn't mean that every place in India will experience all the 6. No. Okay. You know what happens in Kerala? We have got more of monsoon. If you go up north, you'll have more of the winter seasons. So depending upon different areas, you will have a domination of certain seasons, and that actually makes that land also special. For example, if you have got too much of dry season, that is basically called a Vata land. Okay, that is called a Jangala Desha. And when you have got too much of rains and marshy areas and water and all those things, we call that Anupadesha or Kaphapadesha. So diseases which can come in this land is different from diseases which can come in that land. People also are different. Okay, so there are lot of things into it. So let us start seeing little bit in detail as to how Ashtanga Hridaya has mentioned the seasons. Okay, so the seasons have been divided. Basic classification is into 2. One is Uttarayana and one is Dakshinayana. Shishira, Vasanta and Grishma contribute to Uttarayana and Dakshinayana. Varsha, Sharat and Hemanta come under Dakshinayana. I'll tell you what Uttarayana is. Uttarayana is basically, Ayana means, all of you know, Ayana is travel. When you say Ramayana, Ramayana is actually the travel of Rama. Okay, his journey. So Uttarayana is basically, Ayana is travel. The travel of the sun towards the north. Okay, that's where it's the hot seasons. And then slowly the sun travels slowly, the sunrise slowly starts more towards the other side. It's called a Dakshina. When the sun slowly travels towards the south, it's called Dakshinayana. So Uttarayana is also called Adana Kala, where, the hot sun or the nature actually takes up energy from the people or all objects here. Might be from the water, the trees, the animals, all of us. The sun or the nature takes energy. Okay, Visarga Kala is slightly the cooler seasons. It starts from the rainy season, where Visarga means to give. So where the nature starts giving energy to people. So it's very interesting to understand. Okay, so normally, in Kerala, when from July 14, Makara, Sankranti we call it. From Sankranti it is Uttarayana, and after 6 months it is Dakshinayana. So this is how it is in Kerala. Okay, most parts of India. That's why we have got 2 Sankrantis. So this, see, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, everywhere we know that, right? So we'll see how it is. Okay, there are 3 things which happen every time the doshas accumulate. This is physiology. This is not a disease. Okay, all the doshas accumulate, and then it actually increases, and then, okay, slowly it goes down. That this happens normally. Okay, it is not a disease condition. So we call it Chaya, it's accumulation. Prakopa is going up and Prashama is going down. So these happens in seasons. So when you look at Vata, Vata actually accumulates in the summer season in Grishma. Okay, and the rainy season in Varsha, it actually goes up, and the season which follows after that, it slowly goes down. But when you look at Pitta, in the Varsha Ritu, Pitta accumulates. In the Sharat Ritu, the Pitta goes up, and in the Hemanta, Pitta actually pacifies. Okay, Kapha, in the Shishira or in the cold season, Kapha accumulates. In the Vasanta, it actually goes up, and when it is extremely hot, you know that the Kapha melts and Kapha automatically goes down. So these seasons also, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha also have got a direct relationship with the seasons. Okay, so this is something which you have to understand, and that is how what you do in different seasons have been decided and have been enumerated in Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, we'll go through that pretty fast. Okay, so in Hemanta or Shishira, both these are the cold seasons. So Agni is high, so you have to eat well. Okay, so you can, because you have got the digestive capacity, you can eat more of sweet, sour and salty taste. You should do good exercise because you do have the energy, otherwise you'll put on a lot of weight. So food with a lot of ghee, you'll be able to digest. So rice, wheat, black gram milk and all those things can be consumed. House should be kept warm. Okay, you have got the fireplace in all those areas where you keep the house warm. Okay, nowadays you can, if it is very cold, you can have a heater at home. Okay, now when you look at Vasanta Ritu, the Agni goes low as Kapha goes up. Okay, so the Kapha has to be removed. For what Kapha, what do? We do the Vamana or the Nasya to remove the Kapha. Okay, and then light dry foods are supposed to be taken. You should do very good exercise in this season also. Food, you can mix most of the food and water, you can mix honey and have. Okay, old rice, old barley, okay, and certain things you can consume. Okay, milk, dry ginger water is something which you have to drink in this season. Okay, now when you get to Grishma or the summer, weather is very hot, so Kapha going down and Vata is going up. Okay, so spicy, salty, sour things have to be avoided. No exercise, spicy, salty, sour, alcohol has to be avoided. Have only light and oily. Okay, cold foods, cold water shower is permitted. Day sleep is also permitted in the summers. Okay, now when you go to Varsha Ritu, The Agni is moderate. Okay, so what happens is Vata is very high, so you should do Vasti. Vasti is any medical enema, and that too after Shodhana. Okay, old wheat or old rice is okay. Green gram gruel is fine. In the rainy season, it's been told that you have to avoid river water because river is extremely muddy and it is polluted. So the house also should be kept warm. Okay. Now Sharat Ritu, Pitta is up, so you have to do Virechana, or you can also do Rakta Moksha, removing of blood. Okay. Bitter taste has to be consumed more. Amla, green gram or brown rice can be consumed. Okay. Avoid overeating. Okay. Avoid overeating, avoid curd, avoid oil, avoid day sleep during the Sharat Ritu. Okay. So these are basically the way these things have been mentioned in Ashtanga Hridaya. Okay, people have already started asking question. So let me try to answer. Okay. So you can start posting your questions. Namaskaram, doctor. My 4-year-old son has adenoids. He has great difficulty sleeping and keeps waking up every now and then at night. Okay, so adenoid is something, adenoids and tonsils. Kids actually suffer from a lot because of this. If the adenoid is actually not very big, okay, it can be definitely be managed. Okay, and you should be very clear and very careful about the diet which he eats. See, if I get theoretically, this part is kapha part, and age is also kapha age. So it is very, very common that kids get diseases. They'll get running nose, they'll get earaches, all those things above the clavicle. They get a lot of problems, even chest congestion. So this is something which children can actually fall sick with. So I would say, Mahalakshmi, it is always good that you consult an Ayurvedic doctor who's close to you, and he will be definitely able to help you with adenoids. Okay, and it is just a matter of time. The slowly, might be 6, 7, 8. The issues with adenoid will automatically go down because he's slowly matured. Okay, he's slowly getting into his pitta age. So it's just a matter of time. How does the Kansa Thali, black material that comes out are not toxins. First thing, let me put across. Okay, you just apply any oil on the Kansa bronze plate, and then you rub it very close on your skin. You'll especially what happens, you have slightly heated it and you apply it, there is definitely going to be sweat. That salt and the oil and the bronze put together is that thing which actually produces the black substance which comes from the feet. You can't take toxins just like that from the feet. Okay. Kansa, I have gone through this. Okay, when I was in Paris, might be 2019 or so. It is very relaxing. Okay, it actually works really well. But Ayurveda, you don't see that. Kansa, Thali, foot massage and all is not something which is mentioned in Ayurveda, but people have been using it, and it actually is a very, very relaxing. It reduces the pitta, reduces the heat from the system, and it's just because of the oil also. Okay, so I think it is a very good way of doing massage. You can go through it, but the black thing, not toxins. Yes, Anusha, I do understand that. Seasons have been very inconsistent these days. But by and large, predominantly, we have got this classic. Nowadays, what rains are getting delayed, summers are probably hotter. All those things are things which, humans have created. But still, I would say, it is always good for you to understand which season we are in. Probably the rainy season might get slightly delayed. You should understand that we are entering the rainy season, and the body will definitely have changes. But one other thing is that if you notice, very few people are getting exposed to summer nowadays. They are 24 hours in air condition, and they are not getting exposed to summer, nor are people getting exposed to anything cold. The moment it's like getting cold, they try to get extremely comfortable. So anyway, people are not getting too exposed to seasons, but the effect of the season is definitely going to be there in our body. So follow the Ritucharya as much as possible. Okay, looking at what season is happening around you. That's all I can say. I know if you're from Bangalore, I know 4 seasons happen in a single day. Okay, so you have to work around it. Um, yes, you have to do your Virechana during the Sharat Ritu, and I would recommend that you find time, Kaushik. Um, if you see, you have to do that Virechana because the Pitta automatically goes up. That's a physiological thing, and you're trying to remove the Pitta out. Okay, but if you have got a disease, or if you've got some Pitta disorder, then you can do Virechana in most of the seasons. But physiologically, generally, if you want to stay healthy, it is good to do Virechana in the Sharad Ritu, and I would say recommend that you find time to go through that, Kaushik. Is there any mention of treating gray hair in children? Yes, Pushkala. Thanks a lot. Gray hairing is basically because of Pitta Prakriti. Okay, the hair roots actually go through their life cycle pretty fast and they start turning gray. Okay, and you cannot, it's very difficult, or you cannot basically reverse gray hairing, but you can slow it down. So if you know that a person's Prakriti is Pitta, small kids, you will not be able to find out whether they're really Pitta, Vata, Pitta, Kapha unless they reach adults. Once you know that they are of Pitta Prakriti, see that they don't probably consume too much of spicy, sour, salty foods, and they don't stay awake at night. They don't actually indulge in too much of physical activity. And probably, if I've seen a lot of kids who get into swimming, because of the chlorine water, actually get a lot of hair fall and gray hairing. So you have to work around with their food and lifestyle. Yes, definitely oils will also help, but mostly it is because of the food and lifestyle. You have to work around it. Anusha, sunscreen, sunscreen has become extremely popular with people who, let me put it, by people who have got extremely light skin. Okay, people who are in, let me take a country, like people who live in those days, people who live in London might not need sunscreen because it's always gloomy, but the same person probably comes to India, his skin might not be able to handle the heat in India or in Australia. That's the reason why they use a lot of sunscreen. But by and large, people who have got dark skin, in my opinion, you don't have to use sunscreen. Only thing is that you might get tanned. Okay, if you're too bothered about the cosmetic part of it, you can use a sunscreen, but I would say sunscreen lotions are not at all healthy. They are all chemicals. Okay, they do definitely get absorbed from the skin. Same thing I would want to say is, it might be surprising for you. It is not good to use dark glasses when you go out in the sun. You mean goggles, Ray-Ban glasses and all those things? Never use it in the sun. You see, let me tell you why. It is the eye which detects the intensity of the light. The moment it feels that it is too bright, the signals are basically sent to the body, and the skin automatically prepares itself to get exposed to the sun. You wear dark glasses and go out. What does the eye feel? The eyes feel it is very comfortable, and your skin gets burnt more. Virechana process, kids need not undergo Virechana, Pushkala. Okay, adults, yes, it depends upon, if it is a proper Virechana, then you have to do the preparation. Okay, preparation is always necessary. That means you have to, there's something called Deepana Pachana, where you actually increase the appetite of a person, and then you give Snehapana. Snehapana is taking ghee, or it can be oil, something which is oily, it can be ghee or oil. You take it in large quantities, might be through a period of 5 days or 7 days. Each and every cell will be full of oil or ghee, and then when you give heat, that is Svedana, the ghee melts and comes back to the gut. When it comes back, it actually, because it is in the cell, whatever is not a part of the cell actually gets stuck to the ghee, right? So it melts and comes to the gut. After that is what you have to give Virechana. Virechana is basically purgating a person. Okay, you give medicine, he purgates, probably by afternoon he'll be fine. You have to do it only under medical supervision. Okay. Do sour things like tomato and tamarind together while making recipes like sambar, etc. Okay, Samruddhi, I'm not very sure about all these things. Only thing they have told, sour. If the tomato is not sour and if it's not very sour, see, you can't use more of tamarind and make it more sour also. The thing is that it should be in moderate. Sarva dharmeshu madhyamam. Take the moderate path. Okay. If you want to add little bit of tamarind, add little bit of tomatoes, then it will be moderately sour. But by and large, sambar is something which has to be predominantly sour. But nowadays, sambar is something which is being predominantly spicy, which is a shift for taste, you know. But otherwise, if it's moderate, I think it should be fine. Abhyangam is actually applying oil and massaging it. I would say one muhurta would be enough. That means close to about, muhurta is 46 minutes or 48 minutes, but I would say roughly about 45 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes, apply oil on your body. Even on the head, apply for, wait for about 45 minutes before you take a shower. Okay. That's how it has to be done. So you can yes, you can give a gentle rub. Abhyangam is only a gentle rub, need not be a deep massage. Okay. And we don't say you don't have to do deep mardhanam and all. Abhyangam is enough, just apply it. Okay. So any other question? So Dinacharya is something which you have to do on a daily basis, and Ritucharya is, you know, it is the same Dinacharya as I said before, but the difference is that with certain seasons, you know, when you look at winters, you have to take shower in hot water. When you look at summer, you saw that you have to take bath in cold water, but there is no compromise about not taking a shower. Okay, Abhyangam Ajarit Nityam, you have to do your application of oil on a daily basis, irrespective whether it is summer, winter, rainy season. Only thing is that the water which you take shower after that changes, the oil might change, but Abhyangam does not change. So when you look at Dinacharya, they have not mentioned, they have only told what all things you have to do on a daily basis. Those things you have to follow, but with slight differences depending upon the season. Because it is some other seasons, not that you cannot eat. You can eat, but what things not to eat, what things to eat only has been mentioned in detail during the Ritucharya. Okay. Fair skin's coconut oil to protect skin and hair, especially noon time. Okay. It is very clearly mentioned that you, if you look at Ashtanga Hridaya, very clearly mentioned that you are not supposed to go out in the sun during the hot period. Okay, now what is happening is work, a lot of other activities, people are going out. Yes, I would say rather than applying coconut oil and you can apply, I don't say no. Why don't you carry an umbrella? Okay, protect yourself from the sun. Don't apply a sunscreen lotion. Let it be a physical barrier, not a chemical barrier. Carry an umbrella, walk in the sun. You don't need a sunscreen at all. Okay. Krishnamurti, I've been suffering from itching skin for decades. I know. Okay, let me try to make you understand what is happening. If it has been itching for such a long time, then there is something inside your body which is getting irritated or triggered. Okay, when it is there for such a long time, we in Ayurveda we call it visha. It's a poison. There's some poison inside the system which is getting triggered. When it actually receives a favorable conditions either through food or by something, you know, so we have to basically handle that. That visha has to be removed from the body. So for that, food restrictions and a lot of things are very much necessary. It might take time, but in my experience, yes, there is no point, doing shamana. Shamana is basically pacifying the whole thing. You will have to undergo shodhana or complete cleansing of the system. Okay, it might take time, but you will find results. What is ambali? I don't know. Okay, millet. If that is a millet, then I can answer your question. Okay, Samriddhi, let me put it this way. Okay, I don't know which part of India you are from. I am from Kerala, and I'm from a land. As I said before, it's a Kapa Pradhana land, which a lot of water and water resources everywhere, and we have got plenty of water. And rice grows in water, and I am in a place where rice grows. So for me, I don't say millet will actually suit me that well. Okay, rice is actually good for me. It's my staple food. Okay, millet is something which does not need water at all to grow, and it grows in rocky areas, dry areas, up north where you don't have water. Might be different parts of India where there is no water. Millets are good for those people because they are in that place, and then just because somebody says millet has got that nutrition, this nutrition, that nutrition, and I don't want you to suddenly shift from not eating what you are genetically used to and then going to millet for consuming it on a daily basis. You go out to have a millet dosa and come back, all those things are fine. I also do that. I also eat wheat sometimes, I eat millet sometimes, but that is not a staple part of, that's not my staple food. Krishnamurti, that's what I was just trying to tell you. Shodhana is not something which you can do at home. You have to get admitted in a hospital, or at least by supervision of a good doctor. You have to get that cleansing done. Okay, and very simple thing. When cleansing is not a nice thing which the body wants or goes through. The moment that cleansing happens, that the body suddenly decides that something is happening. There is something called rebooting happening with the body, and that will actually help you recover from lot of things. Not only this itching, there might be other things, small things also which might be troubling you. Lot of things will settle when you go through proper shodhana. For that shodhana, you have to either get admitted into a very good Ayurvedic hospital, or you have to get in touch with a good Ayurveda doctor, and you should do it with good medical supervision. Kaushik, there are some doshas in some oils during certain days of the week. Is that correct? Not certain days of the week. We don't have that. Certain oils are used in certain conditions, but generally, when you look at Abhyangam, okay, it is basically to pull the vata down. Normal Abhyangam is basically, and if you say that you don't want to use any medicated oil, I say it's fine. You can use normal tilka tel, sesame oil, gingerly oil. You can use it for Abhyanga. But if you say that I want to use a medicated oil, then by and large, Dhanvantaram Tailam is something which can be used on a daily basis for most people. If you've got skin issues, if you've got pain, then it's a different issue. Otherwise, for a general massage, Tilka Tel or Dhanvantaram Tail is more than enough. I didn't understand that question, Krishnamurti. Okay. You mean admission to hospital? Allopathy hospital, they don't have the concept of cleansing the body. Forget it. It's only an Ayurvedic hospital. Split end is basically, the roots of the hair is also, the scalp is not balanced. The hair is actually not getting enough nutrition from the roots. So after a point of time, it splits, So what people do is they cut the split ends, and slowly. So if your scalp, so the health of the hair is basically the health of the scalp. Okay, so take care of your scalp really well, and your hair will actually do much better. For your health, for your scalp to healthy, it's also important what kind of food you eat and what kind of lifestyle you have got. All those things matter. I don't think you have to be too worried about that, Mahalakshmi, that there are a lot of people who even, they breathe through their mouth, children, yes, especially, but that is not going to affect their brain health or their, lungs and all those things. When they are, I think you might be too worried about about his oxygen availability. He will definitely get all those things. Don't worry at all. Okay. Can we use different oils for different seasons for Abhyanga? Yes, you can use. It all depends upon Anirudh which area you are. But if see, if I'm telling from Kerala, if I'm in Kerala or even Tamil Nadu, okay, I would say every day if you use sesame oil, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Places like Himachal Pradesh, if you use sesame oil during normal seasons, fine. But if you probably if it is winter or something, sesame oil is fine. Sesame oil is not cold. Sesame oil is also ushna. But if you use mustard oil, then it becomes even more hot. Okay, so it depends from area to area. But I don't say that you have to keep on changing the oil every season. Okay, you don't have to. That's why I say sesame oil. Sesame oil actually is very neutral, but it is not cold, so it's perfectly fine for all seasons. Uh, Dhupanam can be used on a daily basis. Okay, but even during cold season, they say specifically that you can do dhupana, and uh, with agaru. Agaru is one thing which I told agar. Okay, which actually gives very very good smell. So here what happens is the fumigation is not only a mood enhancer, it is also cleansing the area around you. It is antimicrobial, antifungal. But if you look, if during the hot summers, probably sometimes you have got chicken pox or smallpox, we actually burn what you call fresh neem twigs, neem twigs and neem leaves, fresh ones, so that you get a lot of smoke. That is actually very good during those seasons. So you can do dhupana on a daily basis, absolutely no problem at all. Jyotiraj, yes, hair fall you can definitely manage, but it all depends. See, a lot of factors are there for hair fall. Don't depend completely on the oil which you apply, or the minoxidil or something whichever. If you don't make a change in your lifestyle, don't put all your eggs in the doctor's basket. Okay, you also have to take a little bit of responsibility, try to understand why you lost that hair. It could be you bad chemicals on the head. Okay, there are a lot of people who use moisturizers, conditioners, shampoos, different kinds of creams, hair setting things. All those things are chemicals, and after a point of time they will definitely have a bad impact on your hair. So it's not only so when I treat hair fall, I look at all these things. Even though we have got really fantastic oils which we manufacture, apart from that, I also say that you have to take care of your food, your lifestyle, your exercises. All those things matter, Jyotiraj. So blood supply or nutrition has to reach the hair roots, right? If that doesn't happen, then how will your hair stand on the scalp? Okay. How to avoid lethargy in winters? It is practically very, very, very difficult, Samarthi, because by nature, okay, you will notice that once the winter sets in, your kapha goes up, and you feel as if you want to be silently, and even the weather contributes to that. You want to stay indoors. Okay, it is the body's natural tendency to keep you indoors and to keep you safe. I don't think you should be, nowadays what is happening is work is different. You have to be active 365 days a year. But the seasons don't know this. When it is rainy season, you feel different. When it is summer, you feel different. When it is winter, you feel different. Okay, you understand that, respect that, and work along with that. But by and large, if you're somebody who is physically active by doing exercises, because in winters you can afford to do a lot of strong exercises, and if you still keep on continuing to do your exercises, that is one way you can probably beat your lethargy. You'll feel really hungry, you'll feel like eating more, you'll feel like eating sweets. All those things to happen in winter, that's what leading to lethargy. If you can control that a little bit, you'll feel much better. Okay. So are we done with questions, or any other questions coming? If for some reason we have to eat late night. How do we increase Pachana Shakti? How do we increase, okay, during that time? See, for some reason, okay, rarely you eat late night, it doesn't matter at all. I don't say you have to do it, but think, the body is not that stupid. Body is from nature, and its natural tendency is to stay healthy. One day you go and eat something outside, one day you eat a burger or a pizza, body doesn't matter. It knows how to work around it, okay? So one night you eat late, you don't have to think too much about how do I then try to digest it. If you're eating late, just cut down the amount of food you eat. Don't eat too much of spicy food or gooey food, which will take a long time to digest. And I would say just relax and see that what you have to do is get up in the morning and don't eat early. Give a lot of time so that the food actually digests normally. Okay. If at all you want, you can probably drink half a glass of jeera water or dry ginger water to actually speeden up the digestion. But in my opinion, you don't have to do that. Okay. Eat less, sleep well, give time in the morning. If you get up in the morning, if you feel that food has not digested, give it time. Don't worry at all. Okay. Within how many days should we consume raw vegetable brought from the market? It depends upon which vegetable you buy, Samarthi. But I would say consume it as fast as possible. Okay. I don't say that you have to buy vegetables and stock it in the fridge for a week, 10 days, 15 days. As much as possible, if you can do a couple of times, twice or thrice a week, if you can do vegetable picking, that would be the best thing. Jyotiraj. So Parkinson's is something in Ayurveda we call that Kampavada. Okay, it's basically shivering, and we see that the Vata is extremely high in such cases, and all our treatments, so the reason is basically degeneration. So all our treatment is basically to see that the progress of that condition is actually slowed down. It is progressive. We cannot stop it, but we can actually slow it down tremendously so that the quality of his life can go up. Okay, so everything which can keep the Vata under control. Lot of oil application, lot of oil pouring on the head, lot of oil pouring on the body, head. Even oil enema. Everything will be more of oily, so that the Vata is completely taken under control. Okay, and if you look at medicines also, the medicine called Sindopa is what modern people give, right? It is actually taken from an Ayurvedic medicine called Kapikachu or Mucuna prudens. It is an extract from that medicine, which is the best medicine for Parkinson's. Okay, so that powder also we give. Okay, Kapikachu churnam. So yes, we can handle it, but I don't say it can be completely cured. How can you? Okay, acne in adulthood. Okay, acne in adulthood is because the person is still pitta kapha. Okay, the acne is basically because of pitta, and because when it comes on the face, it's because of kapha. So I would say that stress is something which can actually lead to acne in adulthood. Okay, wrong kinds of food, eating too much of probably cheese or mayonnaise or things like that, they can actually lead to more of kapha in the body. And when the person is not sleeping at night, the pitta also goes up. It actually erupts. It can come in any part of the body. Okay, sometimes you see people having body pimples also. So your lifestyle has to go down. Everything which can contribute to heat in your body. Adulthood is all about heat. If you can again contribute more of heat, it's always a problem. Treatment is always there. Okay, but these are small lifestyle changes which you have to make. I think I answered that question, Samruddhi. Yes. See, I would say you should give at least a gap of 3 to 4 hours. Okay, you get up in the morning and you suddenly, you have to go to work, you eat and go. You might not be hungry at all. Okay, your appetite has to slowly come up. I would say if you can give at least 3 hours, 4 hours, it will be really good. Okay, so that you are good up and your body is ready to take that food and digest it properly. How to bring the pitta? See, that's what I said. Pitta is is something which is very much necessary. It is the metabolism of the body. So getting that pitta down doesn't mean that you should not have pitta at all. Pitta should be in moderation. For some, see, especially people who are extremely stressed, anxious, angry people, heat in the body is always high, and moreover they consume alcohol. They wake up in the night. They eat a lot of spicy food. 1+1+1+1+1. They're contributing to all the heat in the body. So first thing, if you can cut down on all these things, your pitta goes in balance. And if you are somebody who is passing motions soft on a daily basis, you are lucky. Okay, I would say if you are somebody who's got a lot of pitta, a good purgation might be once a month will actually help the pitta go out. Okay, but I would say be aware as to what thoughts you're having and what food you're eating. You can't lead the same lifestyle and expect to be healthy. So if you want to be healthy, you have to do something different. So just go inside and see whether you are actually leading a slightly healthy life. Okay. So I think with that we are coming to an end of this session. Okay. Kaushik, what is the difference between dry and oil abhyanga? Okay, abhyanga is basically what? Abhyanga majaret nityam sa jara ashrama vata. It basically reduces your vata and slightly increases the kapha. Normal oil massage. Okay. The dry massage is called Uddvartanam. Okay. Uddvartanam kaphaharam medasa pravilayanam. Uddvartanam kaphaharam. Uddvartanam actually reduces kapha while oil abhyanga increases kapha. Almost opposite. Okay. So medasa pravilayanam, it actually dislodges the fat also a little bit. So dry powder massage is called Uddvartanam. Okay. And with oil is basically called Taila abhyanga. Okay, so they are they are really different from each other. Okay, and normally what we do is abhyanga is done anuloma, that means along the growth of the hair, that means normally downwards. Uddvartanam is done pratiloma, that is all, it's against, So there is a lot of friction that is being created, and when the powder massage is being done, that's the reason why during Uddvartana people start losing weight. Okay, so they're different. Okay, so shall we end this session? Okay, any other questions you can definitely ask next week. Okay, then good night, see you next week. Next week probably I'll discuss about Sadvrta, which is something which is very, very important. What all things Ashtanga has told you so that you can lead it might be slightly spiritual, but how to lead a righteous life, all those things which you have to do on a daily basis. Okay, probably we'll have Sadvrta next week. Okay, good night.